My name is Nick Yo, the founder of the Titanium Wellness System. In this system, we discuss the 3 core pillars of success: emotional, mental, and physical fitness, and how it can take your life to the next level. Welcome to the Titanium Table Talk. Good evening and welcome to another episode of Titanium Table Talks. Our guest this evening, Ms. Jacqie Tan, international bikini competitor from a financial accountant with an IT background, turned mommy, turned bodybuilding enthusiast. So, Jacqie, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Nick.
Right, so let's get started. Jacqie, why don't you tell us how did it all start for you?
Well, life has been great. I thank God for a lovely life, a good start. I was an accountant and I took up IT. It was an excellent corporate job, everybody's dream to get to the C-level one day. And then I had my first child. It was a wonderful moment, and then come the second. That's when life was a little bit challenging. That's the time when I felt like God threw me a challenge. It's like, okay, here you go. My second child was born with a heart condition, with congenital heart condition. So then I looked at life from a different perspective, and there's more to life than just, running the rat race for success. Yeah, the money's good, lifestyle is great, but what I want is the quality of life. Seeing that child that I just gave birth to, that she might and might not make it, it hurts me, and to see how life is so fragile. So then I just focused everything into bringing this child up and giving her a good life, and along the way realization happens. One after the other every day is a new event, new episode. You learn something new. You learn how to humble yourself, because at the end of the day, you are not all that mighty. You are not this ironclad person that you can walk into anything and you won't break. Everybody breaks. Yeah, you live life and be appreciable, and fitness is one of my ways of finding relief, from stress, and also gaining strength and endurance, because being a mom and being a fitness instructor, after I gave birth to my daughter, I gave up my job. And I was a bit depressed for a while. Then my girlfriend said, hey, why don't you come join me? I've got a studio and I'm teaching prenatal moms and postnatal moms exercises, and there's also a support group. So yes, I got myself certified, went back to school again, got my degree in exercise science and minor in psychology, and I started teaching. And I enjoyed every moment of it, never turned back. And from group exercises to specialization in women's strength, and then now into bodybuilding, which was a passion a long time ago, but it was a deal that I made that I wouldn't go into bodybuilding until the children turned 12. So here I am. Yes.
Yeah, so what was it like for you transitioning from a high-flying corporate job, a girl with big dreams, and going into motherhood and experiencing what you experienced? How did that impact you?
Well, when I first left my job, I realized that friends, within the first year, 50% was gone. By the second year, they were all gone. That circle that you built because you had afternoon tea with them, the Friday nights with them, those fun moments and whining, dining, that lifestyle. The moment you don't live it, they all disappear. And I can't remember anyone actually during my working years that I have stayed close to, except for friends from school. In fact, I built more friends when I started teaching, coaching in fitness, because then I would say that when I see people happy, I am happy. And when people come to me and say, thank you for a better life, they are grateful, and I just want to do more. Because seeing more people being happier, we have a happy community around us. And that's what I'm doing this, because I want women to know that they are not alone. You know, they can always find something to do, bring themselves up. It is never the end of the day. We're all multitasking creatures, but never take everything onto yourself.
So how was it like for you when you first became a mom and you were juggling between family life, a new way of life away from corporate, and with a daughter that required a lot of special love and attention? Did that take a toll on you?
Oh yeah, definitely. I was lost because, like every successful families, couples, when we are in the corporate world, we all have help at home. And domestic help is available at a very affordable rate. And that's the time when even your parents you have a maid, get your maid to do it, And I have a sick child. I have another child who's about 3 years old who wasn't even speaking because when I was working, my mother-in-law, I lived with my mother-in-law, and I had a maid, and the maid doesn't communicate English. Mother-in-law speaks Tamil and Malay. So my child, practically she's lost. She doesn't speak at all. So I have two things to deal with, a sick child and a non-speaking child. So I said, okay, how am I going to do this? So started going back to reading and see how I can juggle this and how I can help both my children. So with the older one, I sat and read with her while nursing the younger one. And I have been confined in this room because the younger one, after surgery, she needed clean air. So we had this whole room, like a kind of sterilized room. So my life was that in that room for 6 months. I only came out for food.
Wow.
Yes. It kind of, how do I say, when I'm alone, I feel very sad because I didn't have anybody to turn to. I couldn't speak to the maid. I couldn't speak to the mother-in-law. I can't speak to my mom because my mom, it's a typical, how to say, she's very hierarchical, and she doesn't understand these new world issues, new world problems. And I was very alone. I thought I was going cuckoo. I thought I was going, I told myself, no, you can't go crazy because you've got 2 kids. So the older one started showing signs she could speak, and she started recognizing characters, phonetics. The younger one started interacting, she's alert, she's turning over. And that gives me fuel for life. And it pulled me out. Looking at them grow, and my husband was very, very supportive despite his busy traveling working schedule. He was always there. He was like this knight in shining armor with the moment when there's external family interference, and he was like, you're not the mother to the child, she is. So she makes decisions. You know how Asians family, when everybody wants to put their hands in the same dish. So yeah, it's I would say it's challenging, but with a supportive partner, I've come out of it and I've learned how to overcome these hurdles. And I am here now sharing with other women how they can also live a better life without blaming them for all this events happening. Don't blame yourself if you didn't have time to bring up your child. You can always find that time now to rekindle, find that moment, find what triggers happiness in them. That's when I tell the ladies who I work with, all you need is 30 minutes of your day to love yourself. And if you can love yourself, really truly love yourself, that's where your entire day will be like, hey, I'm ready to go. You don't even need makeup. You just need lipstick and eyeliner. You're out. Yes.
Agreed. So, wow, that's an interesting insight. So,
Yes.
What were some of the toughest emotions that you had to deal with, like when, especially trying to balance, so many things in your life? Because I'm sure many of our listeners or viewers that are hearing and watching right now, be it whether you're a single mom, be it whether you're a mother with a family, or be it if you're a child stuck in a family that you can relate to a situation like this, what would be some advice, both from both sides, both as a parent or as a mom dealing with this, balancing so many things, or as a kid that's going through a suppressive environment?
I'm glad you brought up the kid part. I think I'll start with the kid, with the child. I have a 16-year-old, just came from her awards day, and it's so delightful to see her, receiving the award with a smile, coming down and just giving me a hug. knowing that I have succeeded in that task from the 3-year-old to the 16-year-old. She just finished her O-levels. As a child, you need to speak to your parents. You need to open up. It's okay if they yell at you. It's okay if they scold you. This is Asia. Yeah, everybody's got different upbringing and all that. Some of you might have the privilege of being brought up to speak liberally, and some are suppressed. But nevertheless, if you belong in that category, don't let that make you a close introverted person. Always speak to somebody. It can be the kaka, it can be the grandmother, it can be the mother, father. Say something. Only when you open your mouth, it will trigger a realization towards the older people in the family, which is your parents, your grandmother and grandfather, and they will deliver the message through. It is like a little grapevine. Yes. And the moment you said that, I think I like that toy, and maybe I want it for Christmas, and Daddy wouldn't buy it because it's an archery set. Mommy will be definitely upset because I'll turn into a boy. But no, if you actually mention it and they think about it, as parents, we rationalize, okay, what can archery bring you? Coordination, speed, it's an entertainment, it's a family game, everybody can be part of it. Look at it, how you can, bring everybody together. And eventually you, as a child, you get your archery set, right? Yes. And, what was it? Woman with a family. I think you should take time out because you are one single soul you are like an octopus. Let me say it that way. You have the in-laws, you have your own parents, you have your siblings, your husband, your children, your job, right? Without your job, you can't pay bills. Or your business. I run my own business too, and I work from X number of hours, and after that, I just shut off. So, because I believe that time for yourself, that 30 minutes of time when you wake up or before you go to sleep, it's exclusively for you to know what you want to do. Being it is, you want to do an express manicure, just go. Just go. Don't hesitate, don't procrastinate. The more you hesitate, you procrastinate, you bottle it inside. It's like, damn, I don't have time. I wish I got more than 24 hours a day because, I want to do it. For example, very personal, waxing. Okay, every girl has to do it somehow or other, right? But the time for you to get into the car, drive to the salon, meet the appointment, come back again, and then attend to the kids is very stressful. But if you feel like I need it, just go do it. Why just procrastinate? Oh, never mind, I'm going to waste 1.5 hours, Then after that, it's okay, I can do without it. I'll just use a razor. Why shortchange yourself when it gives you pleasure? One thing I learned from the Turkish lady is this public bath. Have you heard of it? It's a hammam. Okay. This is where it's a room with a hot bathtub, marble slabs.
Wow.
Yes, and ladies in waiting just there to give you a scrub with the Dead Sea mud, this clay.
Wow.
And you are practically just naked, but you are yourself. You are being showered by another lady. You feel like a princess. And after that, you come out, you get a nice cup of tea. It's like, life is worth it,
Wow, yeah, I think self-love is something that isn't part of the major tradition or culture in Asia.
Yes, true.
And how did it become such an integral part of your life? Like, when did you realize that this 30 minutes of self-care and self-maintenance is important for you?
I'm not afraid to share. I've gone through depressions, different phases of life, where one point in time where I felt like, geez, I got no friends. And another point in time, geez, I don't have a support system and I cannot handle all this. And then subsequently, I lost all this income. This is the part where, when you're one of those in the rat race, you just want to go for that success and you love that 6-figure salary, and suddenly you realize it's all gone. And you have to live within budget. It kills you,
yes,
right? But If you learn how to love yourself, to live within your means, and find other things that entertain you, that you don't need that six figure. Eventually, you're gonna work to pay the bills, but it's more of quality of life, or having all this money in the world, having the maids run the household, the maids bring your children up. Doesn't it hurt you to see the child running to the maid for something instead of running to you as a mom or a dad? Attending school in the morning. Who wakes up in the morning? Maids wake up in the morning, not you, not your husband. But once in a while, it does affect that child. The child's growing up. That's this years where they're forming, and one of the ways how I got out of this depression is I went to the gym. That was a place where I met friends. When I started, during my first round of depression and all, I just went to the gym, and that's how I met this other friend who has this studio. So this studio is actually a very, very unique place. It's called Fit for Two. It started in Bangsa, in Jalan Bangkong, where it was an entire expat community.
Wow.
Yes, it's a group of all women like me who somehow got some issues, that you lost your job, you left your home country, you have a child, you're pregnant. It's a good support group, and we talk about it, and and honestly, none of us actually need any psychologists or psychiatrists or counselors to come out of it, because we had each other. And that was the model. It grew over 10 years, and fitness and mental health, where today I take that passion along with me and help my clients to transform their lifestyle. That's how I got into this lifestyle coaching and wellness coaching. And with this experience that I've gained talking to all these women over the years, working with them, and working also on myself, making myself a different person, a person who appreciates the goodness in life. And by the way, I still like people saying that, oh, you don't look your age. Actually, if you start taking on all this toll, all these troubles onto you, the aging line will show. But when you learn how to let go, it naturally shows. You feel like you've emptied that tank, and everything just becomes brighter and lighter and easier. So yeah, fitness was one of the ways of breaking that momentum. Not momentum. Is that
The bubble, I would guess.
that
the
bubble,
depression,
yeah, that stagnating
That stagnating,
lifestyle. It's like home, kids, work.
Such a
home.
that routine,
Yeah.
like a cassette player
Yes,
over and
so
over
that's
again.
when I said, if you need to go waxing, just go. You need to go facial, go. But one thing you can do every day that will actually make you stronger mentally, physically, endurance, make you look better, lovelier, shapelier, the curves. Hit the gym. You'll have friends. Yes. And the gym is not a place where ego lifting happens. Many people think it's like, oh no, I'm going to stay away from all the heavy weights because that's what a man does. No. We girls can lift too. And yeah, you have it on your wall, all the beautiful women.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And okay, we should get, I think, okay, I'll
Yes.
address the first part, which was you were saying that you went through depression,
Yes.
like in the first part before you discovered fitness. And I think that a lot of working women today, especially I think both the older millennials and the young adults that are in the corporate world, that are what I call achieving to be happy, thinking when I get that raise, when I get that promotion,
Yeah.
when I earn that X amount of money, I
Yes.
will be happy.
Yeah.
And I find that a lot of people have this big challenge when it comes to, like you say, letting go. So what would be some of your most practical advices for someone stuck in that rat race, and how they could, let go?
This is a tough one. Knowing what is enough. It's never enough. It is about what you want in life. If you want that huge pile of cash stashed somewhere in some Swiss account, and a lovely boat in the Indian Ocean with people waiting for you, then go. Work, build your wealth. But if you value that family time, that life, with your partner, there are many couples out there which are not blessed with children. And still, they learn how to live. They learn how to enjoy life. I even know a very old couple who got divorced at 60.
Oh no.
Because only after that years of living together, they realized, hey, we brought up a family together, but we're just not compatible. But after they split, well, I'm still seeing the male side, the man, and he's very happy because there's this lesser burden. So really, I don't have a specific advice for a person of what is enough when you're in this, how do I say, when you're in this corporate race, corporate lifestyle. Depends on what you want, but I would say find a balance. If it is eating you up so much, you need a break. And when you're on that break, do something that you like to do, something that you've never done in a long time because of this race you have been working so hard to do, right? And find that pleasure in life and break that routine of monotony, working in the office under all this high stress environment. Go do that. Being it, I've never surfed, I want to surf. Damn, I'm going to surf. Okay, drop, take a weekend off, go to Bali, go surf, go learn. I see people dive. Oh, it's a beautiful underwater. If you don't dive, you never know it's beautiful or not, right?
True.
Right, so you just have to
Go for it.
Yeah, you just have to go for it. Life, you live once, okay? This is something that my 16-year-old daughter came up to me. Mom, YOLO. I was like,
YOLO.
I know. I was like, what? I was like, you only live once. I was like, true.
True.
If a 16-year-old can say that, hey, I'm going to do this because it's an opportunity, then you learn quality of life, opportunity. Because I have worked with C-level executives, male and females, men who sit at their desk, their belly over their table. Why? Stress.
Yes.
Yes, because there's a science behind it. Stress, cortisol causes estrogen. Estrogen causes fat stores. So that's a little bit of science behind why men and women store a lot of fat in their belly area, right? And also lack of activities. You don't eat right? Is that the life you want to live? Carrying that big drum in front of you? I'm sorry, but that quality of life. You want to be able to live that life when you are like 20 and 30s. When you look good, you'll be able
energy.
you'll be able to bend over and pick up something and not worry about, hey, I've got back pain. I don't have to worry about going to the doctors every other month, once a month for for the cardiovascular checkup, because the doctor says, hey, your cholesterol is high, I'm going to put you on the cholesterol meds. You're at risk of having a heart attack. Is that the life you want? So coming back to the YOLO, you need to find a break, find something you like, and then do it. You have all the money in the world already, take some away, go do something. You can't take it. Like my mother said, she will always say this crudely to my father in Cantonese. You keep all that money for what? You're going to take to your grave. So anyway.
Yep. Yes, we've all definitely heard that one before. Yeah, I agree. But coming back to when it comes to, like you said, YOLO, you only live once. I think that being in a world run by social media now, where social media is no longer just an app on your phone or app on a computer, but more of, I would say, an integrated part of life right now, and how many people conform to what is right and what is wrong on social media. How do you view that as a whole and how it affects women today?
Oh my goodness. This is the part where I have to be blamed too. Because I have fallen and succumbed into that.
We all have.
Well, I'm one of those late starters on social media. I am totally blur. I have only learned how to build my following in the last, 2 years, 3 years. And it's a very interesting journey to see how, people's life revolves around this social media platform. People started with YouTube. It's like, what nonsense is that? You film yourself and put up. And then when I started watching YouTube, when I had that little bit of extra time, it's like, oh, It's not bad, it's a platform of sharing. And then came Facebook. Everybody was on Facebook. My father's on Facebook, my mother's on Facebook. It's like everybody. But then I realized it's a platform to reconnect, I reconnected with all my schoolmates with Facebook. And then now comes Instagram and Twitter, and I've lost count. Okay, I don't have a Twitter account because I don't know how to do this one. I really don't know. So now Instagram. This is something that I was on the train recently in Melbourne a few days ago, and this is what they do. They just swipe, they just press, they like, they watch. And, how I see is life has changed where it's more like how to put it a bit nicely, anyway. Monkey see, monkey do,
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I want to be like her, so I am going to eat like her. I am going to train like her because I want booty like hers. Ooh, nice legs, I want those legs. Let me see what I can do. Let's go back to social media, Pinterest and all that, right? But if you get it from a good source, you'll be led in the right way.
Yeah.
But if you get it in a source where, when people start to filter information, when you get 6:30 information, you are putting yourself at risk. So how it affects lifestyle. I think people today have gone into a non-human interaction
Very disconnected.
cycle. Very disconnected. Because even my daughter, she talks to her friend on DMs.
Oh no.
Yeah. And they will be like on that table in the same restaurant. Hey, I'm here. I'm like, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Gone were the days when you come off your seat and you go like, hey buddy, how are you? I've not seen you in ages, big hug. My daughter go like, I'm not a hugger.
Wow.
This is the generation,
Yeah.
right? And then you have the colorful community too today, which is like so flamboyant. Oh, hello, hi. It's all led by social media. Today, the colorful community comes out. Why? Because of social media.
Agreed.
Yes.
So how do you think that affects the mental health aspect of single, like we were discussing earlier, this whether you're a single mom, whether you're a kid going through a suppressed situation, be it at home or situationally. How do you feel that social media and how it shapes the way that people want to be seen
Okay.
versus the real situation they're facing?
Two things. People are either fake or real on social media. Life is never perfect. I'm a mom. I have to give up my job. I have to look after my child at home. So I go on social media and look at all the successful career women. Or I go look at what's the latest suits, the shoes. Oh damn, I want those suits. That's so good. The handbag. Oh, I look so good in that handbag. You are just killing yourself. Because at the end of the day, that's not the life you chose. You chose to stay home and take care of your child. So that should be a priority. In fact, you should use social media to look at, hey, what can I do with my children? Where's the next destination I want to go to? And what can I do? Is there any arts and craft that I can do and develop that motor skills of my child? Those are the things. Social media can affect you positively or negatively, but it all depends on the person who's doing it. For example, myself, how I succumbed to it. When I was preparing for my show, well, I'm a figure competitor, which is slightly more muscular than a bikini competitor. So I get fidgety towards the comp. It's like, oh, who's attending this competition? Let's go look. Let's look at hashtags. Okay, let's look at the show. Okay, she's coming. Oh, she's coming. Oh, shit, she is coming. It's like, I can't beat those legs. I can't beat those glutes. It affects you. And when you hit the gym, you train like a bloody mad woman. And you forget that, hey, you are not an iron vessel, that you need to rest, you need to recover. And that's how I got injured. Because I was just training my head off. I was just trying to eat the way people eat, and it's not suitable for me. So that's coming back to what I do today professionally. Is I do bodybuilding coaching, I do wellness coaching and lifestyle transformations. What is different amongst all my clients is there's no one template for everybody.
Great.
That's when I would stress that when you're going through all this social media content, always be your own judge. Always do your research. Not everything what a perfect person look like that post is everything is real. You need to do your own research. You cannot just depend on that information that you actually browse through the hashtag.
100%.
Yes, it's colorful, it's beautiful. People put that to be seen. Because today, if I have a 3/4 naked body on my Instagram, yes, I will have 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 followers. But what do you want to put forward?
Agree.
Right?
What do you stand for?
Yes, what do you stand for? Yes. So everybody's got this value. Find that value proposition of yourself. Yes, be that positive person instead of a negative person. And when you're positive, a lot of things will happen towards for you. And use social media from that positive sense rather from the negative sense. Like my child, when she was sitting for O levels, she was just using social media because it's a distraction.
Yes.
And it's good. She was like coming to me, oh mom, look at this silly cat, look at this dog. It's from that, it's entertaining. And she's using it positively because she's using it as a distraction. Not going in there and looking at other students, what are they posting, what stress are they going through, what last paper they're doing. You don't need that stress. So I learned from my last lesson not to follow other competitors, especially when I'm preparing for a show. Because it would just mess up my head. I'm human also.
Agree.
Yes.
Yeah, life is not a competition.
No.
Agree.
Yes.
So, when it comes to gym training, like physical health, what I find is that given that over the past 3-4 years, the popularity or the demographic of number of people that are starting to go to the gym, live a healthier lifestyle, be it guys, girls, millennials, suddenly skyrocketed, you know, and like this health trend is really shooting up, especially here in Southeast Asia, in Asia, where previously it was not something that people looked towards. So, would you agree that due to social media and the way like Hollywood superstars, celebrities, and actors are always coming up with the six-pack bodies and stuff like that, and kids want to be like their idols, one factor that I feel is missing is that these kids and these demographic of people, a mass majority of them, don't focus on the mental fitness aspect of it. Like, I think for yourself, what I can gather from your amazing journey is that you're an extremely self-aware person.
I learned that along the way. Nick.
So what were the most challenging things you had to overcome in achieving that level of self-awareness?
Self-doubt.
Wow.
Yes, when you doubt yourself, that's the time when it just crumbles with you. When you doubt yourself, you said, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. Who's going to help you? You just have to come up and say, shit, I'm going to try. Even if I do not know how to hang a picture on the wall and my husband's at work, I will still pick up the hammer and that nail and try to hammer it in every possible angle and put that picture up. Because why? I love that picture. It's a picture of my kids. And I want something on the wall to decorate it. And
Great.
so don't doubt yourself. Today, it's becoming a very competitive world. Everybody wants to look good. And it is not impossible for you to be a scrawny kid and look a really muscular kid, as long as you find the right mentor to work with, the right coach, or you start your own research and follow it's a structured path. For me, looking like this didn't take 1 year or 2 years. It took me 10 years to look like this, right? If you go down to my Instagram, there's a 10-year challenge. So I've put 3 pictures of it. One picture was me carrying my second born. She was 9 months old, and I was just back into my shape. And then the second picture was a middle path. About 5 years later, I still look a bit skinny. And then 5 years later, where I decided that, hey, I want to try bodybuilding. That was my first show that I did representing Malaysia then. So I was proud of that journey, that fitness have taken me out of depression, gave me that strength, the endurance to live life as a mother, as an entrepreneur, as a coach, as a wife, as a child, as a daughter-in-law, Fitness, it's just life to me because it's like a lifeline that I go back to when I'm down, that I go there, I throw weights around and let go of my frustrations, and then I come back home, I'm a better person. So it's very close to me. I'm very passionate about it, how we can help a person live a better life, be a happier person, or even a more positive person, because that's when the self-doubt is like, if I go to a gym, I'm going to make a fool out of myself because I've never lifted anything. If you're not going to try, how are you going to know?
Very true.
Yes, today machines are made so foolproof. You can just sit there, release the pin and push. That's all. Are you going to doubt it?
Agreed. Okay, so coming back to that, and being a very very strong lady that breaks the typical Asian stereotype, and being someone that has worked with, I think, clients from all walks of life.
Yes.
What are some of the most common misconceptions when it comes to women and fitness? Like, some ladies, the most common things that I hear are like, oh, I don't want to be muscular, lifting's going to make me look very bulky and manly. Oh, I can't go to the gym because I'm not supposed to be lifting weight. What are some of the most common ones that you have heard?
Actually, what you said that's true. Everybody says, like, I don't want to be bulky. I'm just going to do the plain Jane Fonda stuff, cardio, running. And when I say you got to lift weights, why? Because it makes you stronger. Why? Because when you are stronger, you've got more muscles, your body just naturally burns fat. How? Okay. Food is fuel, right? And when you have a bigger muscle composition, you have a bigger storage tank. So you can eat, you fuel yourself, you run faster, you run further, better endurance. So it makes you a better mom because you'll be able to lift your child without saying, oh, walk lah, because I can't lift you. If you're a stronger mom, you can lift the child.
Agree.
Right? And if you are strong, you won't have all those structural issues. I've worked with physiotherapists also, and some of these moms actually have a sway hip. Oh, no. Because we Asians tend to hip carry our child.
Yes.
So when you are not strong and you use a certain muscle too often, you become lopsided. So I've worked with ladies also with a leg which is one up and one down. Oh, no. So their hip are naturally just tilted just like that, or their hip is just tilted like this. So that's one of the reasons why I also studied biomechanics in this whole re-education process of being a coach. And now I'm also doing some functional medicine. I studied it in the last 2-3 years. And coming to this part where women will be muscular. No, with estrogen. Yes, we don't have a whole lot of testosterone like you, Nick. We do have testosterone, but it's not much. But if you train harder, what happens is your body sees the demand, so it produces more growth hormones and it produces a little bit more testosterone to support that muscle composition that you're building. So women out there, you are not going to be another She-Hulk. I am not a She-Hulk. So anyway, that's in a nutshell. We women have more female hormones rather than male hormones. Unless you disrupt the balance, then you will look muscular, big, manly. You will have manly features. The main thing is not to disrupt the balance, but to live a quality life, live to get strong, live for endurance, run if you can, swim. All you need to do is just get active. Get an elliptical, put it in your hall while watching TV instead of sitting on the couch, go on an elliptical.
So another aspect that I feel a lot of women especially don't understand is how getting involved in physical fitness or getting involved in lifting also trains you mentally to get stronger, to handle situations better. Like, so how do you see most of your clients improve, like from the moment you meet them, telling you, oh Jacqie, I don't want to lift heavy, I don't want to lift weights, why do I need to do this and that, to like maybe 3, 6, 9 months down the journey? What are the most typical transformations and benefits to this process that you see?
Okay. I've got this client who's a very beautiful lady, very gifted also. And she says, I want a butt like yours. So it's like, okay, we will start. Let's try some squats. So it's like, why is it so difficult? I said, do you know, in our forefathers' time, we all squat. And if you look at the old houses, Asian houses, we have a squatting toilet.
Yes.
So squats is a normal movement. And after complaining, all you have to do as a coach is just walk through with them. And they will break through that mindset, that plateau. That thing in the head, oh no, it's difficult, You start with baby weights, small movements. So what I do is I regress it. And I progress them over time. And I'm like a friend when I'm working with them. We'll have chit-chat moments and all that. Before they know it, they're done with the workout. It's like, oh, I feel good. It's like, can we have more? Okay, you can have more. And my oldest client today, she lives in, she's moved back to Scotland last 6 years. She was walking on treadmills. And when she met me, she said, I want to be able to run. I said, yes, we can. So, at the age of 60, she actually did her first 10K run.
Wow.
Yeah. And today she's 70. And I'm still friends with her.
Wow.
Yes.
And would you say that now that she's 70 and you met her at 60, that she aged backwards in that sense?
Yes. When I met her, she was like late 50s, she was 58. So I trained her. She said, so when she was 60, she did her first 10K. So then I trained her until she was like 63, 64. Then she moved back to Scotland. But we were just running.
Wow.
Yes. And where I live, we have this hill. Yeah, and it's quite a steep hill. So we'll walk up the hill, walk down, and then we'll find a flat path and she will just train. Yes.
Wow. How insightful.
So it's all up here. It's the power of the mind not to have self-doubt. The moment you say you want, you can do it. And coming to ladies who just want something, but to them it's too difficult in their head, go small and then progress to big. You will get there. Yes. I've seen mommy with flabby tummies, extra skin, and they're on stage today. They are bikini competitors.
Wow.
It's possible.
It's possible if you
Yes.
think it possible.
Exactly.
Right? Agreed.
Yes.
So, what parting words do you have for some of the viewers who are tuning into this, and I'm sure that they relate very much to the experiences that you've gone through? What are some advice that you can give the younger ladies out there and the working people who can relate to Jacquie's situation? So this is for you.
Well, firstly, always love yourself. When you love yourself, people will love you. If you don't love yourself, people will not learn how to love you. And spending that time every day for yourself, it's very useful because it gives you a time for reflection. What am I doing today? Or how am I going to do my day? Or at the end of the day, how have I done today? Did I do it well? If I've done something that creates frustration, it's okay. No ego play. Go back, listen, take a step back, look, how can I improve? How can I take it another leap forward? You know, you are your own barrier. You need to not tell yourself, I cannot. So that comes to self-doubt. Never have self-doubt. Yes. We humans are made so versatile. We can jump, we can skip. You know, all those parkour kids, when I look at them, it's like, oh, the body can do all that, right? Yes. And when people see me, it's like, you were a skinny mom, and then now you're a bodybuilder. How do you do it? Because I told myself, I love bodybuilding. I want to take the body to a certain level to see how much I can push it, right? I am not here to challenge. There's no ego play. I just want to see how a woman's physique can transform over the years by breaking the barriers.
Breaking boundaries.
Yes, breaking the boundaries, that's the word. And here I am. And I will be competing in November again in Tokyo.
Wow.
Yes, it will be an amateur Olympia. It will be my second last show before next year Arnold's, and then I will take a short retirement.
Wow, so you heard it yourself. From a mom to a international figure competitor, ladies out there watching this or hearing this, this is a reminder to all of you that you can do this, but it all starts in your mind with self-love, self-respect, and eliminating the self-doubt.
Yes.
So, thank you very much for your presence here today, Jacqie.
You're
I'm
most
sure that many people, even myself, I think I've learned a thing or two listening to your amazing story. So, until next time, thank you for tuning in. This is Titanium Table Talks. If you enjoyed that video, share it so your friends can enjoy it too. If it added value for you, then subscribe to my channel and turn on those notifications so that you don't miss an episode. And if you want more content just like this, check out my other social media platforms, and I'll see you real soon.